So while everybody is out there trying to time the market, I've just been focused on strengthening my plan. Just a quick update, over the last 2 days, we've made back $10,000 in the market of unrealized gains, really. So just to kind of give you guys a quick status update, I've remained calm through the volatility, and typically that always proves tried and true, you know, than trying to just enter in and out of this market. I don't envy those folks out there that are trying to take that approach and mentality. I'm sure there's a time, as there was for me, that I would look at stock charts and think that was possible to do. I'm here to tell you guys that it's not possible. All right. So for you guys that are interested in what I'm looking at doing for funding the 2019 Roth IRAs that I've got, the contribution limit has increased to $6,000. So we're going to be funding the accounts with $12,000. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of outline what I thought was my best value stocks that I'm going to be putting some attention to try to prop up some of these positions that I'm long on. I know are great quality companies, but have been drugged down over the course of the last couple months. I think really unduly punished as part of the stock market. These are all good quality companies, and there was too many to name, to be honest with you. But 1 through 5 I own, all right. 6 through 10 I've also owned before. I don't currently own. And I may take a look at taking a stab at some of these really, really good staples companies over here that I've earmarked, and I've earmarked them for you guys as well. So as we're scouring over the landscape and trying to identify the best places to put new capital to work in the stock market, remember, we always want to just focus in on our plan. And for you guys that are taking a self-directed approach, remember, I applaud you, all right? You're not sharing your profits with the middleman, the financial planners out there that are seemingly sitting on the sideline making their 1.5 off of you guys that are seeking their exposure to the stock market with the services of a middleman. And remember, you know, as a self-directed investor, man, we're the ones that are kind of just direct connecting ourselves to the stock market, enjoying 100% of the appreciation in the stock market. Yeah, we're taking on all the risk, but we're certainly reaping all the rewards going forward. So guys, let's kind of get into it a little bit. This is going to be the best dividend value plays that I've got. All right, for 2019, we're a couple days away from funding schedule. The first one is UTX. So it's a long holding of mine. I've got long-term capital gains in this stock. It's really one of the premier industrial plays. Along the industrial sector, honestly, if you guys didn't want a stock pick, you guys could honestly look at going with the Vanguard's Industrial Spider ETF as well. I personally own that. I also own UTX. It's one of my top industrial holdings. I like Boeing here, and I like FedEx, all right? There's just too many stocks right now that appear as if they've really come in and they're really looking attractive with this violent downturn in the stock market. But UTX is going to be one of those that I take advantage of. It's approaching $100 a share, peaked out this summer at over $130 a share. So we're getting a good recessed price here, good time to maybe average into the stock here. Number 2 is Disney. One of my stocks that you can own forever. We're going to be looking to boost up that position. This has been one of those positions that I've actually really just held true on. I haven't taken any profits from Disney. It's come back again in the low 100s here. And Disney's going to be one of those that I beef up my discretionary, my discretionary exposure, try to put a little bit more capital to work in Disney. And these are the decisions that you're able to enjoy when you make good decisions in the past, right? I've owned Disney for multiple years now. And Disney's been in the portfolio for quite some many years. I've enjoyed dividend appreciation in Disney, and we're gonna add to this and take advantage of Disney being drugged down with the rest of the market. Number 3, probably the top financial pick in the group, Citigroup. All right, and that goes across the spectrum. I do own Morgan Stanley, which I believe I just got at a steal. That's another one that I would put into this category. JP Morgan Chase, of course, in the financial sector as a stock to own forever. But Citigroup is the best buy right here. It's trading at an absolutely ridiculously recessed valuation. The value in Citigroup is there. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a long-term holding again for me, and we're going to be looking at beefing up on this. Hopefully the stock stays right here, sub 50, so I can really get a good entry on this and kind of average down on what's been a brutal year for Citigroup. It's down 30%, and here I am sitting in front of you guys letting you know that some of the new capital is going to go to work in some of these recessed positions. The takeaway is to sit back and say, wow, Ryan's talking about deploying $12,000 new capital into the stock market. You know, take my perspective with a grain of salt. I don't expect people to have the risk tolerance to just step in the market with no fear, no reservation whatsoever. Again, I'm focused on my plan. I'm not focused on timing the market. I'm looking at my plan and looking at how I can strengthen some of my existing positions in the portfolio, all right? Kraft Heinz food, I'm absolutely underwater in Kraft Heinz. I'm fine with that, all right? We're gonna enter into the stock here in the low 40s. For you guys that are looking for a great company that has paid the dividend, it's a great dividend payer, a great cornerstone in a portfolio here at Kraft Heinz Food for an entry of the stock in the low 40s. Absolutely fantastic to step a position into it. I'm going to increase my position. I'll probably be increasing my position in Mondelez as well, which spun off of Kraft Foods about 7 years ago, and then they acquired Heinz ketchup. So that's kind of how that is all related. Mondelez being more of the foreign snack business when they spun it off, but also equally recessed with the rest of the market. You could step into that stock and win with it as well. DuPont is just absolutely, it's screaming a buy right here at $50. It got some relative strength today if you guys were kind of paying attention to DuPont. Easy one to forget, not one of those sectors that I would recommend just jumping into in the material sector, but need to have a little bit of exposure. And if you're not interested in buying the ETF, Spider ETF for materials, DuPont is a really good one. It's the only materials singular materials play that I have in the portfolio, and we're going to be looking at kind of maybe averaging down a little bit in Dow DuPont and let this company do what it's going to do if it's going to split into 3 different companies. But I think the upside in Dow DuPont is just fantastic. I'm going to continue to enjoy the dividend as it does go up. Number 6 here is WC, and if you guys are wondering what WC is going to be the wild card, all right? There is a ton of stocks out there that really deserve your attention. Keep in mind, Apple's not on this list, but there are stocks out there. Philip Morris comes to mind. Both Walgreens and CVS come to mind. This would all fit into this wild card category. If you guys couldn't pick a high dividend player, look at the VYM or look at the VIG, right? Those are your ETFs that cover the dividend payers. So if you just wanted to buy the entire dividend entry, you're getting your entry right now as stocks have kind of been recessed down and adjusted down. That's kind of why I put this wild card play on here. Comcast is another one that comes to mind in the newly formed telecommunications sector. The tons of stock that come to mind here under the wild card category. Just a really interesting landscape that we've got here, and I just wanted to kind of bring that up as a wild card because I don't expect you guys to watch these videos. This is what I'm thinking, okay? And I want you to think for yourself in that, look, this is just a demonstration of different ideas of stock picks that I have existing holdings in and holdings that I'm looking to take maybe some new position in. So the exercise as to why I come out with a 10-minute video on YouTube talking about this idea of how to deploy new capital in 2019 is just to kind of get you guys thinking. There might be a name that you guys have earmarked that I don't have identified here, and that's totally fine. That can kind of fit into this wild card category. Sector ETFs, total market ETFs, if you haven't had any exposure to the stock market and you're looking to step into the market, absolutely that can fit into this wild card category for number 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10, just some beasts, some blue chip companies out there. Costco, I'm really got my eye on. It's come down. Home Depot, probably my favorite of the list here that I'm really looking at, maybe taking a starting position in. McDonald's and Walmart kind of round out the list here. of how I'm looking to deploy cash on the value dividend side. I'm going to be coming out with a follow-on video that's going to be talking about how to deploy some of that $12,000 strategically into some of the beaten up growth stocks that I've also got my eye on. I've started positions in some of the growth names. I'm going to be trying to stretch that $12,000 the very best that I can when I step new capital into the stock market come January 1 of 2019. We're a couple days away from that, and I want you guys to be kind of thinking about that and kind of taking your opportunity and to step into the market, whether it be holistically or just in stages. January 1, that eligibility for 2019 comes eligible. Guys, leave your comments at the bottom of the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. Support the message. Give us a thumbs up if you like the message coming through. Hit the thumbs up for me. Share the message out there with anybody that you know is looking to step into the stock market. Get some general education on what it is that you need to know to self-direct yourself into the stock market directly. No need to have a middleman anymore. Get rid of them, guys. All the self-directed community is enjoying being tethered to this volatile stock market without the frivolous fees that really compound over time and really prohibit our money from growing into the future. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this message, and good luck in your investment future.